Kia ora, and welcome to the Run Adjacent podcast. This is our Tarawera Ultra Special, where we will be doing some pre- and post-race interviews for both runners and pacers. My name is Mal, and I've got my co-host, Bagel Boy Dwayne Collicut with me today. Sup, Dwayne?
Sup, Mal?
Dwayne, when is your next race? When are you racing?
The classic entry to the Sport Northland Series is the Beach to Basin 10K, and 10K seems like about the right distance for me to get back into racing, so that's my next race.
What's the date of the Beach to Basin?
I want to say it's the 3rd of March, around there.
Cool.
Start of March, yeah.
Okay,
well,
well,
a month out.
I'm excited to watch you race. Are you going to be wearing your fast shoes?
Yeah, let's not give away those hints
yet. Okay. All right. As always, a big thank you to our sponsor, Trek, Trail, and Fish. And they are also the title sponsor for Northland's first Ultra, the Trek, Trail, and Fish 50K, as part of the Hot Prince Bay of Islands Run Walk Festival. This is happening in Pie-Here. It's going to be, I believe, mid-May, maybe the end of May. Please do check out that date. You can visit the trektrailfish.co.nz website and either shop online there for some running stuff or my favorite, Good Earth Shades. I just want to throw out a few names of the Good Earth Shades. They've got Flamingos on a Booze Cruise, Grape Ape Mistake, and my favorite one, Booty's Siren Call.
Can I just interrupt you?
Of course. They don't even know you're here yet, Hayden.
I know. My favorite Good shades are Vincent's Absinthe Nightmare, which are the green tinged ones. Oh. They look very cool.
Nice.
Yeah, see, I like Booty Siren Call. So.
Also, there's the RA10 discount code, which you can use on checkout at trektrailandfish.co.nz, which will get you 10% off your order, and any purchases over $150 will get you free shipping.
Well,
nice.
On that
Sorry for ruining your intro.
On that note, Dwayne, would you like to introduce our guest today?
Yes. So as you've heard, our guest today is the one, the only, the godfather, the president, the host of this very show with the sexiest DJ voice in Northland, Hayden Bell. Good, Hayden.
Hello. And
he's racing the Tarawera Ultra Trail 50K. He's no stranger to the 50K distance, with a 2-time finisher of the Taupo 50K, and he's also completed the Rotorua Marathon twice. His most recent race was the Auckland Half Marathon, finishing in an impressive time of hour 45, considering he signed up 2 weeks before and had a niggly foot. He led the 1 hour 50 minute pace group for the Whangarei Half, and he has completed over 200 park runs, with his park run PB being 20 minutes 59 seconds, where he claims he was hungover.
I was hungover.
So
it was.
So imagine what you could do if you weren't hungover.
It was Boxing Day.
Welcome to the show, Hayden.
Oh, thank you.
How are you doing on the other side of the table?
This is absolutely weird, and can I say, you guys must be scraping the bottom of the barrel to have to coerce me to come on my own podcast.
No, that is not true at all. We want to hear about your training, and I am a little curious. Why did you've got your PB park run, 2059?
Yeah.
Okay. What's going on there? Are you going to go after another one?
One day I will, but it's not on the plan at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe don't be hungover next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about that run though?
Yeah, please.
It was because it was a Boxing Day park run, and I kind of just leapt out in that first 500 meters, and I just found myself towards the front of the pack. And do you remember Richard Ellison, who lives down in the Waikato now? He kind of ambled up beside me and goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I might go for a park for a PB now." And so from that moment onwards, he just kind of sat on my shoulder and just encouraged me along, and it was amazing. But with a kilometre to go and I was starting to struggle, he just started abusing the shit out of me.
What do you mean?
He was like, "Fuck, you're a pussy, hurry up, we're gonna do this." I was like, "What?" stop though. Like he's quite a well-spoken.
Yes.
Like you've met
Yeah.
him, you've talked to him.
Yeah, so I met Richard, right, down in Auckland for the Auckland Marathon.
Yeah.
Because I knew that he was going to be running a faster time than me, and yet he seems like a very kind of proper, put
Prim
together,
and
like
proper.
yeah, and like would never. I did run with him for a brief moment on the Auckland Marathon, and there's no way in heck I could hear him doing that to me.
Yeah, so like it frightened me, but it must have worked. So, yeah, those were the glory days, I guess.
Well, okay, more questions about that. When did you know that you were PBing?
Maybe just coming over the rise of the bridge.
When he was like, fucking kick it.
Yeah, pretty much.
500 meters to go.
Yeah. I think we were up about 20 seconds on what I had previously had as my PB. So
Solid.
yeah, that was good.
Yeah. Well, you did beat me today in the park run too.
Yeah, I don't think when the bridge rises though it counts.
It counts.
Sprint finish, was it?
Kicked
Yeah.
my ass. Yeah.
Yeah.
300 meters to go, and I didn't
Yeah.
pass.
Mm.
Yeah.
So why did you choose Tarawera Ultra Trail for your 50K?
It's got a very storied history. It's probably the best trail run in New Zealand. Would you say? It's the biggest trail run in New Zealand. So I just thought, hey, bucket list, let's do it. Let's tick it off, get it done.
You have big names that have ran it, right? I don't know if you can
In the
name off
past?
a couple. Yeah.
I can't name off a couple,
I
but
mean,
yeah.
from the States, there's Courtney DeWalter.
Jim Walmsley,
Yeah. And then Ruth Cross.
Ruth Croft has won the 100K
Yeah, and you've
outright.
got Danny Jones who's winning it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And further back, there was Sage Kennedy in the early days, who'll
Yeah.
be there this year.
Yeah.
A lot of great runners. have
Well,
been
I'm looking forward to racing against Sage.
Yeah.
You going
Have
to
I?
step up to the 100K?
No, I'm not.
Really? But you've done it before?
No, never done it
Okay.
before.
Well, this is a good item then for you to check off.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm very much looking forward to it.
Do you have any more history about it?
No.
Okay. Does anyone have any more history about this race?
No, I've only been running, I don't know, 6-7 years seriously. So to be honest, I just concentrate on myself, and but I just know that Tarawera is very storied, and in terms of, even on the world scale, it's universally known as a good trail run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's linked to the UTMB series, so you get points towards entering UTMB. Some years they'll have a golden ticket for Western States.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of draw cards for big international runners. And I'd say it's a premium trail race in New Zealand.
Yeah, and just location-wise, in relation to Whangarei, where we're recording today in the beautiful Mangatapiri, it's quite close to get to.
Yeah.
Like, is there any other ultra marathons closer?
Well, besides the newest one, obviously.
Apart from the one that
Yeah.
you did on the intro, but I don't think there's any other ultra marathons closer. So, location-wise, it works for me. So yeah.
Do you think because you did Rotorua too, like you've done, because doing the Rotorua course is a part of
Yeah.
the race?
Yeah, I love Rotorua. I love
Yeah.
Taupo. Yeah, I love that Central North Island area. It's got a good vibe to it.
Cool. How has your build-up been?
Well, I signed up in June of last year, kind of around the time that I had my foot injury. So if I was like an elite-minded person, I probably should have started training then. But I'm a dad with 3 children. So what was the question? Sorry.
No, it was how has your build-up been?
My build up probably started the solstice run in mid-December, which was for a little bit of context, we did a solstice run, but it's kind of like a backyard ultra distance where we ran a lap on the hour every hour. So at that event, I ran a marathon. It was my slowest ever marathon, but I guess that's kind of when my training started. I just build. Usually when I'm not training, I can do 3 to 4 hours per week training, just regular running, just plodding, really, nothing specific. But from that mid-December onwards is kind of when I ramped up my training, and I think I've sat consistently around 7.5 hours per week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as opposed to when I'm doing my plodding, running, not training for anything, it was more kind of specific this time. So I would do, like, I don't know if you follow me on Strava. If anyone out there follows me on Strava,
You should follow him on Strava.
I quite often like to run to my cemetery and back. I do it 2 or 3 times a week, but usually when I'm in my training block, I'm actually concentrating on bounding up the hills and putting in a bit of grunt this time. My park runs I've been using as like my hard run for the week.
Yeah.
Just how would you describe it? Like
bit of speed work.
in that zone 4 kind of. Is that threshold?
Yeah.
That's threshold. Yeah. So I've been running in zone 4 at park runs. So on my long runs in the Glenburby Forest, I would, rather than do an hour and a half there, I would do 3 to 4 hours in there. And it's been good. It's been coming along really well.
So you started.
What a great question.
Thank you for answering that so well. Did you start mid-December then? So after summer solstice was when you picked up those long runs. It, again, used to be that 1.5 to 2, and then you switched it to about 3 to 4 hours, which is, what is that math? 10 weeks before the race? What are we looking at?
Yeah, about
Yeah, something
So
like
you have
that.
like a 10-week build-up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Is it enough training-wise?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. We'll see.
Especially if you're coming off the back of running a marathon in a backyard.
Yeah.
I
And
think that's solid.
you've done Taupo 50K twice already, and so you know what to do with that, and like you've done the training before of that, so you already have that baseline.
I've suffered before, yeah.
Yeah, you have suffered.
Speaking
of suffering, what's your goal for the race?
My goal for the race, being my first time, I put myself under no pressure. I'm happy to be a mid-pack warrior. I'm happy just to be a medal collector. I know that I've got the history of doing. My first Taupo effort was about 6 hours and 5 minutes. My second Taupo effort was 5 hours 50. So if I could come, I don't know, somewhere around that 6 hours again, I would be really happy with it. But at the moment, I feel like shit. So yeah, but that's all right. It's all good.
Yep.
Why do you feel like shit?
I don't know. It's just taper. It's weird.
Yeah. Is it because of the question you just asked a second ago of like, is that enough train? Have I done enough? Training?
I think it's pre-racing anxiety a little bit, but yeah.
Did you feel that way before the Taupo 50K?
No.
Oh fuck. Okay. You'll be fine.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay. I think
I'm looking for some reassurance. Please reassure me.
Yeah, you look great, Hayden.
I was gonna say you were talked about on our chase about how you're looking like a lean, mean machine. So, and you did say on our previous podcast for, let's see, that was the year wrap up, how you lost.
Yeah, actually, while we're here, download that episode. It hasn't got very many downloads.
Is it the G-string one?
Yeah, G-string on a hat. Download it. It's hilarious, that episode.
I think it's
a good listen.
funny.
Yeah. Anyway, Karen, sorry.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that. Well,
sorry for ruining your podcast. Carry on.
This is your podcast, and if at any point you have anything you want to say or change, then, and if you want to randomly drop in sponsorship info, that's fine too.
Yeah.
What have you changed from your Auckland half training to your 50K training?
Didn't we just go over that?
We did.
Yeah.
But I guess
okay.
I almost have more questions about. Like, did you train for the Auckland half?
I
if you
did
only
not.
Did 2 weeks?
Yeah, I did not train for Auckland. I just plodded. Yeah,
Okay.
I was doing that 3 to 4 hours a week plodding, running.
And now
with an injured foot, so that was great. Yeah.
Now you're 7 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
Do you not do miles? You just do hours?
I like to do time on feet.
Okay.
I don't really care for the distance. I feel so long as I'm operating within a good heart rate and all that kind of stuff, the distance doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But that's just my mentality. Other people love watching their Ks clock up, but yeah, not so much me.
Yeah. Would it ever change from road versus trail?
Maybe then, yeah. If I wanted to do another road marathon, I'd probably look at Ks per week, but
Yeah.
not at this stage.
I think it's the best metric to measure your training by when you're on the trails. It's just time on feet.
Yeah, before I broke my foot, I think that was what we had discussed. Dwayne had encouraged me to do. Is that right?
Yeah, switch
Yeah.
to running off time on feet,
Yeah.
and also change over to that metric system as well at the same time. But we're getting there.
Thank you.
We will Kiwiize you soon enough, I'm sure, Mel.
I'm a resident. All right?
You are a resident,
resi.
yes. Yeah.
Any niggles through the training block with
No.
picking up the time on feet? No.
No, I've
Hasn't
actually
played
I've usually if I'm training for a big event like Rotorua or Taupo, or if I'm like zeroing in on like the Kitty half marathon, I've always managed to get like injured, or I've managed to get sick. This time around, it's been I haven't had any issues. It's
Nice.
been great.
How fast did that foot niggle turn around then when you were?
Do you know what it was? So I've had plantar fasciitis twice before,
Welcome to the club.
and I run with insoles. I took my insoles out and put the stock standard soles back in my shoes,
Right.
and I'm fine.
Okay.
Isn't that weird?
Who had you put the insoles in?
I've just had insoles from my podiatrist from like 2 or 3 years ago, and I just always swap them between my shoes. So taking them out,
Yep.
and it didn't actually occur to me until that solstice run where I ran in a completely different pair of shoes, and I went, my foot feels fine. What is going on here?
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that makes sense to me. I wonder how often you should be changing your insoles too.
I don't know. Yeah.
But like, if it's working for you now, then just leave the standard ones.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just gonna run in my road shoes on Tarawera on the trails. I don't care.
Yeah.
Because that's what make my feet feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What shoes, can I ask, are you running?
I am running in the Hoka One Arahis.
Yep.
They're a 10.5 wide. If any sponsors out there want to supply me some,
How has Des not sponsored you any?
he has. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
so. Wow, Hayden's just asking for more perks. I kind of you mentioned it actually, but my next question is, did you panic at any point during your training? I'd say you're panicking right now.
I'm panicking at the moment, but it's just in the head.
What can
I
we
think
do?
I think come race day I'll be fine.
Okay.
Mm.
Can we do something to ease your panic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I want to give you I feel like you're prepared and
Okay.
you should be confident that,
Yeah.
again, the fact that you've done 2 50Ks already.
Yeah.
I don't know the difference between vert from Taupo versus Tarawera, but you would know.
I don't actually know what Taupo is, vert wise. I'm sorry. That's very ignorant of me, isn't it?
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
to be honest, I haven't even looked at the Tarawera map, so
I know it does change, doesn't it?
year on year it changes,
Yeah.
But
The 50k has been pretty consistent
yeah.
over the last 4 years.
Yeah.
I think it's really normal, though, to panic. I mean, no matter what, even if you're, like you're saying, a middle packer, it doesn't matter what you're planning on racing, you're going to panic at some point. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm sure once the hooter goes, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The main thing is don't act on your panic at the moment
Nah.
and do anything crazy.
Like
Yeah.
Steve Trask running a 30K?
Oh, don't throw Steve on the bus like that.
Sorry, Steve.
What was your longest run in the build up?
Ooh, okay, yeah. So great question again, Dwayne. So we did that marathon in mid-December, and that was kind of like my starting point. But I kind of did a 28k Marua loop, followed by the next Sunday there was a 32 kilometer Marua loop. for a little bit of context, the Mara Loop is located in the Glenburby Forest, and I like to refer to it as Whangare's running proving grounds. It's where the runners go to prove themselves. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's a tough loop. Yeah.
It is a tough loop. If you do the 28k loop, I think it's got about 660 meters of vert. Is that right?
Yeah.
And it's undulating the whole way. It does not take any prisoners. So, I love the Mairua Loop. So yeah, I did between 28 and 34 Ks, 36 Ks, probably for 4 to 5 weeks in a row.
Whoa.
And then on my birthday, I did 38 Ks. So yeah.
What was your beefiest workout then within those?
It would have been that 38k run. 38k for my 38th birthday. I was joined by running royalty up here. His name's Sam Rout. And I kind of felt a bit guilty because I had to kind of go at his pace.
Okay.
And he's quite a lot faster than me. So that was my beefiest workout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm.
What was the pace for you?
I can't remember.
No.
But
That's
yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
I feel that way often whenever I run with Dwayne or Sam or any of those speedy boys, because you don't want to slow them down, and then you try to stick with them, and then you end up burying yourself. So it's a really great feeling.
Yeah, but
you didn't bury yourself, obviously.
No, I'm still alive.
Yep.
Yeah, but I do appreciate everyone who has come on a run with me, because suffering together is certainly better than suffering alone.
Totally.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Was there any other specific runs or workouts that stood out to you during this training?
Nah, it's been
Like any ones where you shit your pants?
any runs where I shit my pants. Like in previous years, yes, I've shit my pants when I've run, but not specific to Tarawera training.
Just curious.
Yeah, my advice to anyone, if you don't want to shit your pants before going for a run, is do not have Thai food the night before. It does not sit well.
Hey, mister, you guys, when we did Rotorua, y'all went out and we had Thai food the night before.
Did we?
Yes, we had curry. And I remember thinking, who are these runners? Because I was still pretty new to the crew.
No.
We all had curry. And I thought, gosh, this is going to be some, like, burning buttholes tomorrow.
Did we not go to a... I thought we went to, like, a pizza restaurant.
Nope. I remember.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, okay, so people don't have, Thai food before.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, enough of the poo talk, please.
Sorry.
No curries. No curries before racing.
Yeah.
Did you? How did you handle your fueling? Have you been practicing through the training block?
What a fantastic question, Dwayne. Give me just off air. I've just had the finger pointed at me.
Just got the middle finger from me. Oh, nice question, Dwayne.
Yeah. No, that is a great question, Dwayne. Fueling. I did notice on a couple of my 30k efforts in the Glenburby Forest that towards the back end I was starting to suffer a bit, and I think I put that down to lack of carbs.
Yeah.
So I went and saw our show sponsor Des at Trek Trail and Fish, and he supplied me with a hydration powder. It's called Scratch. It's a lemon and lime flavor, and it's got like 100 grams of carbs per 600 mils of water, and just sipping on that is pretty awesome. Yeah, so I think I've got my fueling under control now. I'll take a gel every, say, 45 minutes.
Okay.
I like the pure cola flavored ones. They're amazing. And yeah, I think I might just take a salt tablet once an hour, or see how that goes. But like ever since I've started taking on board that Scratch stuff, I feel like I'm fine on my long runs now.
Have you taken salt tablets before?
Nah.
Yeah, they're fine though. I feel like in terms of your training, I think if you just pop them into your race, you probably would be okay.
Yeah.
The only thing is how much sodium is in those Scratch ones.
I did not look at that. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
But yeah, like in the past when I've done Taupo, I get to that 36, 37K mark, and I'm like, fuck, my calves want to fucking tear themselves off my legs.
Yeah.
And I'm putting that down to lack of salt. So
yeah.
that's why I want to take some salt tablets this time.
You don't get tired of the pure gels?
Nope.
Sick.
They sit in me well,
Yeah.
and I like consuming them.
Yeah. So just the Coca-Cola one?
Oh, or the lemon and lime, yeah.
Yeah.
The
Nice.
cola one's pretty good.
Yeah.
It hits the spot.
I haven't tried it yet.
Try it. It's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Is your taper going as planned?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
How should it be going?
Okay, so you're doing the 7-8 hours a week.
Yep.
For your build up,
Yep.
and then now we're onto our taper. How many hours a week are you running?
I think I've done 3.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm running the same days that I normally would. Usually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh, sorry. Apologies. I'm running the same days that I usually do. So Monday is my rest day. Tuesday I'll go and do a cemetery run, but I'll just take it slower. And Wednesday I'll do the Hatia run. Thursday we're chasing, but I'm doing the shorter course at a slower speed. Friday is usually my rest day. Saturday park run, but not as hard as I had been. And then tomorrow, Sunday, I will do just like an hour 45
Yeah.
as opposed to 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the right way to taper.
Yeah.
No
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Nailing it.
I'm glad that Dwayne is endorsing me because he himself is a really good runner.
Thanks, Hayden.
I
think. Never mind. I get thrown under the bus.
I did not throw you on the bus. I just never mentioned you.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not like I'm your co-host or anything.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of keeping the same days that you are running all the way through your taper and just reducing the amount of time that you're running for. I think it just feels better. If you start skipping days that you're normally running, you start feeling funny. And
Right.
Yeah, then it's hard to calm yourself down as the panic sets in.
I cannot argue with that endorsement.
Okay. I also think tapering. Gosh. I feel like for tapering, it isn't. See, now I don't even know what I was going to say. I was going to talk about tapering and how. I think I remember always feeling surprisingly like things were still hard for me. And it was because there was still that, like, you've had your uptick of training and your hours on your feet. And even though you're tapering, there's still kind of that, like, backlog of it where your body's trying to. It's so used to what you were doing before that it almost feels even funnier that you've cut it in half.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's why there's also that, like, panic and fear that you can get too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Can you tell me what you are wearing on race day?
Mallory.
Oh my gosh.
Great question, Mallory.
Mallory, that is. I am surprised that you want to know what I'm wearing.
All right.
I didn't know you had those kind of feelings for me.
Why am I doing this to myself?
The goal of this podcast has been to make it as awkward as possible.
I'm sweating so intensely out of my pits right now.
No.
Can you? Okay.
No, sorry. Okay. Let me answer the question.
Well, you already answered the shoe question.
Yeah. So I am a creature of comfort. I like to run in the same clothes every time, all the time. So I will just wear my hokers, my Arahi 6s and a 10.5 wide foot, please.
Welcome that sponsorship.
I just wear my normal Lululemon shorts. What else?
Socks?
I'll wear socks on my feet. Yep.
Okay. Are you gonna do ankle socks? You're gonna do some high socks?
High socks, yep.
Okay.
Like the high socks because they provide a bit of sun protection. I don't like getting burnt, and yeah. So yeah. Anyway, I'll have my hardtail top on, which is supplied by 2XU, which you can purchase from Trick Trail and Fish.
Okay.
Anything else?
Yeah. What was your pack again that you ran?
Oh yeah, I've just got a hydration pack.
What brand?
Camelback.
Really?
Yeah, it's just a cheap one from Rebel Sport.
Do you
Nothing.
have to carry compulsory gear?
Yes.
What do you know? What gear you have to
That
carry?
is a great question. I don't know the answer to it.
You probably know the answer to it.
I don't know the answer.
But I'm sure there are gear requirements which I have at home, so it's all good. Yeah.
Have you ever thought of changing your pack to something different besides Camelback?
No.
Okay.
Have you got one to give me?
No, but I have
No?
so many recommendations.
Okay, recommend them. Come on.
I always
we
think
can't,
about.
we can't
See,
have blank
I want to say One Direction, but it's not One Direction. It's Ultra.
ultimate direction.
Ultimate, see?
Yes.
Ultimate
okay.
direction.
Yeah. You can. Trick Trail and Fish are a great supplier of ultimate direction running packs.
Yep.
Go and see them. tricktrailandfish.co.nz.
Thank you, Hayden. I love Ultimate Direction because they were the first pack that I ran in, and I think that you can cram a whole bunch of stuff in them versus I've ran in some Osprey, and the Osprey ones are tighter, but you can't jam as much stuff into it. And so if you actually have to run with a compulsory gear, then like you can really shove it into the Ultimate Direction ones. Do you have a favorite pack, Dwayne?
I've only run in ultimate direction.
Yeah,
one,
those are really good.
one
Yeah.
pack, and I'm yet to change it.
Yeah, no, I think those are worthy points, and I don't recall ever hearing anybody say a bad thing about Ultimate Direction packs. So
Yeah.
maybe I should try them one day.
Pockets. There's so many pockets.
Pockets.
It's the best thing ever. Cool. You want me to close it up? Or since you're kind of like the best one to ask questions, Dwayne, maybe you should be the one to close it out.
I'll let you take the honours, Mel.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Hayden.
Oh, what a pleasure it has been to be on this podcast. I think it's very cool and very niche. This podcast. What's it called? Run adjacent. Yeah.
Where did that name come from?
Oh, do you actually want to know?
Yeah, please.
Okay. On Comedy Central, there's a show called Hood Adjacent, and it's a sitcom about people who live beside the hood. And I was like, Hood Adjacent is pretty cool. And so I was like, Run Adjacent would be cool. We could talk about stuff adjacent to running and be hood about it. That's why the intro music is a hip-hop themed intro song.
I can't believe you haven't asked me to be your rapper yet for the intro. Because I really would love to be a part of that.
Mallory.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Will you write a rap?
Oh, I take that back. I did used to do some rapping back in the day. Anyways, thank you, Hayden, for being on your own podcast, Run Adjacent. We really appreciate for giving up your time today. And honestly, obviously, like, we cannot have this podcast without you, and you're the one that supplied the gear, but also we're able to seek sponsorship, and I think that you do a really good job bringing our running community together. So I really appreciate you for just putting yourself out there, Godfather.
Thank you. I appreciate you extending the invite to come onto my own podcast. It's great.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll ever do it again.
Yeah. Why not?
Well, I won't be hosting it. I'll let Dwayne then maybe some other person.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Hannah can join me.
Hannah would be good. Thank you so much, listeners, for tuning in with us. And a big thank you again to our show sponsor, Trek, Trail, and Fish. If you hadn't heard about them enough in the podcast, we really put them down here today. They are the candy store for athletes and adventurers, and they can shop New Zealand wide. Super cool. Which, again, like ordering shoes on there would be pretty sweet, or even if you wanted to order some shades.
And don't forget that discount code RA10 to get 10% off your order. Anyway, Karen.
Yeah, thank you. If you're new to the Run Adjacent podcast, please make sure you follow or subscribe on whatever platform you do listen to. Also, rating the show can really help. I don't think you can rate on Spotify, but you can on Apple. So we'd appreciate that, or even make a comment. You can find Run Adjacent on Instagram or Facebook at Run Adjacent, not Hood Adjacent, Run Adjacent. We love hearing from our listeners, so please, if you ever want to shout out, you can message us or add us on your stories for your social media platforms. Till next time, happy running! Wow, you went high.
Yeah.